So you had 2 rounds of investment. What have been the hardest part of scaling inventory, and especially managing the expectations from like high-end collectors versus the casual user? Because I can imagine that these two groups have very different approaches.
Yeah, I mean, you just answered the question. It's really figuring out how to price certain value propositions to certain customers. So like understanding what your segments of customers are is the hardest part, and figuring out how to price properly for that group. Not even just price, but price per value. So what are you offering a high-end collector that they're going to really value versus someone who's just an entry-level collector? What is their willingness to pay, and what value are you giving them? So I think that that's a very, very hard thing, because there's almost no right answer. It's very much up to you to figure that out. And that can make a lot of people really uncomfortable, because if someone is like, let's say, loves school, I mean, school is great because there's always a guideline of what is the right answer, and you can just strive to do that. When you're doing something like this, there's no one telling you what the right answer is. You just have to go figure it out. So I think that that's really hard, and it takes a lot of testing. For example, again, like just even 4 years in, we're finally doing price testing. So we're actually presenting a user with 4 different price options. 25% of the user base gets one, 25% gets another, and so on. And we're just going to see which price performs better. Little early results, which might fascinate you, is our premium tier at $10 a month is performing lower than if we offer the exact same thing at $12 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I think it might be a value signal, but it's interesting when you actually put these tests to market, the kind of answers that you'll reveal.
Yeah. Maybe I have another idea. I'm not a psychologist, but could it be that the $10 being such a round number, it feels a little bit like manufactured, or like
yeah, well, it is
like,
$9.99. So
okay,
it
but 12,
However,
12 being such a random number, you could feel that this is like the value was really throughoutly thought through, and they decided that it is worth $12. It's a very specific number.
It's an interesting point that you bring up, because I read somewhere that some other company was doing price testing, and they discovered that they compared $12.99, or it was like $13.99, with $13.79 or something, and the 79 performed twice as well as the 9.99, as the 99 value. So just the cents number can signal a different psychological trigger.
Interesting. But this result was probably you've been happy about this result being the higher price was performing better. So
yeah, and I think ultimately what's interesting about that too is there are going to be people that won't subscribe because it's now too high, but then you ask yourself, what kind of user were they going to be anyways? Like, a lot of the people that don't want to pay us become, more like they email us a lot more, or they complain a lot more about the product.
Maybe some refunds, and
it's stuff like that. Whereas the people that are just paying and are happy with the product don't email us as much, and it becomes a much cheaper way to operate. So it's kind of a way to self-select who's going to upgrade and could actually benefit your company in the end.
Of course. And I think it's understandable, and you shouldn't even feel bad about it, because it's not like a necessity for people. It's like a luxury, like a helpful tool for their passion. So if you sort out people, you select a customer base that is able to pay, I think it's nothing wrong about that.
Exactly. And price aside, our mission is still to make wine collecting easy. So it doesn't, the price is just, it's a detail, but what you're getting is ultimately, that's our mission, is to make wine collecting easier and make you fall in love with your wine collection again.
Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section, and see you in the next one.